Bonjour. Just a short video today, this time I mean it. I'm going back to the project that I built in the previous video, showed how to create a project. So here we are, and we're going to open up that project and select it. You can see it's the only one, and there it is on the screen. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the composition, which has a single figure in it, which you'll remember from yesterday. And I'm going to hit the edit button in the composition area to create a new thread, because there aren't any in a brand new composition. I'm going to hit the edit button again to create an event. So we have threads and we have events, and we have an event on a thread, and that's where we can do our editing. So now we have those two things done. I'm going to do one more thing, which is I'm not in love with the way it default names things. I wrote the code, but there you go. So I'm going to rename that. I'll rename my thread to be something more basic, like basic thread or whatever. I'll tell it to do that, and then it gives me a chance to rename the event as well, but endpoint 0 is fine. And so I'm going to keep that, and now we're ready to go. So I'm going to set the values for the fill first. Now that's going to apply to only those objects that have a fill already, which is currently rendered in gray. So I can select a color from the color picker. And green is good, we'll take that. And now I'm going to set a period of time of about 20 frames. And we have now set the value for the fill for any of the objects in the thing. Now, the problem with this is that if I start to swipe with the current state of the programming, nothing will happen. It won't make any changes because the things don't refresh properly right now. That will change, but what I can do is I can restart the application. So I'm going to do that now, and the same process as always, choosing the project, going into it. We'll go back to the composition, and now I swipe, and you can see that the green is coming in over time. Important thing here, by the way, is that the green changes over time. Previously, the changes happened instantaneously at the frame they were supposed to. That's no longer the case, and that's important because we want things to transition in Novillo. Okay, so that's working. So I'm going to do the same thing with lines now. I'm going to change the color of the lines to, I don't know, let's give it not another green, a blue, let's say. Okay, so we're giving it a blue, same thing we did last time, and we're going to give it a different time for that line to change, the lines to change. And the same story happens where it won't show the effects. The changes are in the database, but I'm going to have to do a restart. So I'm going to do the restart. Here we come. Go back into the project, find our composition, and now if I swipe, there we go. The lines are now blue. So we have two of the three main things that we can change. You can see demonstrated. Let's go on for the third time. Now the third one, let's get 3 times lucky. So I'm going to make a change to the line weight. I'm going to change that, let's see, I don't know, we'll see what this value looks out to be. And I'll just keep the same thing. Once again, swiping doesn't do anything. Once again, I have to restart to see those changes. So that's coming up. Here we go. Put the project. You're getting used to this part, aren't you? And now here's our composition, here's some swiping, and if you watch carefully, you'll see that the line weight is changing over the period of time that was set for the color of the line to change as well. Line color doesn't change over time yet, that's coming, but the line weight does. So we have two things changing at 2 different rates, and that's an important part of what Novillo does as well. So those are the things that have brought us to the point where we can start to focus on the key thing in Novillo, which is the line weight. The line draw on feature, which I'm going to leave as just a kind of a hint of what it means and let you imagine it, but that is going to be what I'm working on over the next little while. Just a last note, I don't want to give the wrong impression. These restarts are not going to be part of the production version of Novillo. It's simply a matter that right now I have to prioritize what code I work on, and I can live with these restarts while I'm doing my testing and development, and focus on these restarts while I'm doing my testing and development. And I can live with these restarts while I'm doing
sorry, it's not any longer than this is it. Monsieur Novillo, c'est moi, as I'm known in some circles.
I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.